Today coming up, the very basics and first steps into designing your own sounds with a synthesizer, how they work, how to approach it, how to actually start in a way that makes sense and just doesn't leave you entirely lost on a topic that is really deep. Hey guys, welcome to my studio, welcome to the daily vlog. My name is Sine, DJ, producer, daily vlogger. I think you know all of that. Today's vlog might actually suck, I don't know. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Blah, blah, blah. I hate this thing. It might actually suck because you might remember on Saturday I was DJing pretty hard, pretty late, pretty long. Massive hangover. I'm dying. Then tried the entire week to produce here in the studio, make music and show you how to make music, working on a new future bass song. If you've missed that, definitely check it out. And I've been struggling, staying strong, not getting sick. I felt it slowly started. I took my medicine. Get yourself some Nutella. Also some real medicine. A lot of pills. And it didn't help. Today is really the day where I feel the worst. I can't actually really talk. I'm trying to, for the vlog, to keep it up. So I thought to myself, what can I do today without having to talk too much and without actually producing on a song that I might actually release and just ruin the song because I'm not really feeling well. And since in the past couple of episodes it was all about like sound design, I thought about making a video that I've never done before, and that is actually like the basics of sound design, how to get into synthesizers, how they work, how to get cool sounds out of it. Probably not even how to get cool sounds out of it, just like really the basic stuff every music producer should know about synthesizers. So yeah, let me fire up the computer, get everything started. By the way, before I forget it, as you know, I'm doing a giveaway every day up until Christmas. Today coming up, a giveaway that is actually for everyone, so every single person watching this video will get this giveaway. It's pretty cool and special. But first, let's get into the synthesizer action and actually choose like the simplest synthesizer I have here in Logic. Just to get things started, we will choose the ESP. It's a polyphonic synthesizer and simple. There is nothing more simple than this synthesizer. I've played in a simple melody, just like an arpeggiator, 3 notes, basic, very simple. There's nothing you can... Come on, Siri. No phone for the rest of the video. So I played in this arpeggiator, 3 notes, simple, basic stuff, just like... Hypnotic, easy, simple, could fit to any style basically. If you make a pop song, it could go into the background. If you make an trance, deep house song, this could actually be your main thing. And I've opened up the ESP, as I said, the most basic synthesizer I know of. It's exclusive to Logic, but I think if you understand this one, you will understand every other synthesizer as well. At least like the basic segment of a synthesizer. They're all built in a very similar way. So we got this melody going on. And that's the plain synthesizer sound. That's the standard whenever you open it up. There's nothing special about it. Let's go through the sections. So the very first one to the left hand are the octaves. So you can go down 1 octave, another octave down. That's just like for utility. You could also just drag all of the notes down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do any difference. It's just handy to have it here. The section next to it with all of those faders is the most important of every synthesizer. A synthesizer is just transforming electric signals into audio signals. All synthesizers have oscillators, usually 1, 2, 3. Some have even more. This one right here has a lot more oscillators, but you can't do a whole lot with them. Usually, for example, the Moog has 3 oscillators, and these oscillators are just generating a sound. So either a square wave sound, a sine wave sound, a sawtooth sound. And in here you can see that those different waveforms are mixed in together. So it's not just one. Let's maybe drag all of them down except for the very first one so you can hear what it actually sounds like. The next one. They just generate these sounds, and almost every synthesizer is making its sounds based on these. I know there are, for example, FM synthesizers. They use other signals. Then there's some granular based synthesizers, but that's all complex. I just want to give you like the first overview of a synth. The last oscillator, the last sound generator is actually just a noise. By the way, I really love using the ESP for making like noise sounds instead of a crash whenever a drop stops, or maybe making like small hi-hats out of it. It's really perfect for just doing that. Let's go back to the initial preset, because I think it sounds actually pretty good. Next up are those two big knobs, the frequency and the resonance. The frequency is here in this case just like a cutoff, a filter. You can cut away with the higher frequency. So the more I open it up, the more I open up the sound. That's like a very classic effect. You have it a lot in like trance songs or progressive house songs. You have the chords going on or the arpeggiator, and at the end of the break the cutoff is opening up. You also heard the resonance. It's the second big knob on here. It gives let me actually open up an EQ to explain you what these two do in very basic terms. The cutoff is basically just like an EQ that is cutting away the high frequencies. And the resonance is actually just like emphasizing the frequencies at the cutting point. So this little hill over here. And that's basically what cutoff and resonance are doing. It's that simple. But be careful with the resonance. If you turn it up too high, it sounds really weird. You get this birdy, beepy kind of sound, which is actually perfect for acid bass lines. If you want to go into this kind of direction. The next important section that every synthesizer has, despite the filters and the sound generating parts, is the ADSR section, where you can change the length of the sound. You can change like the attack when the sound starts. Let's actually just go through it. I think that's the easiest to explain. So when the attack is all the way down, it comes in immediately. If you go up with the attack, it needs a little bit of time. Decay, when you turn it down, it makes the sound very snappy and short. So if you want to go for a very pluggy sound, that's what you have to turn down. It's just now clicking, just the attack. So a little bit more of decay. So much that the notes actually start to overlap. Let me actually open up another synthesizer just to show it to you even more in depth. So you can see it here in the section below. Attack really is like the starting point of the sound, how long it takes. Then you have the decay, how long the song actually is. The sustain, and release is just for how long the sound is actually staying on after you've stopped pressing the key. So again, back to the ESP. And just with this basic synthesizer that is like putting 3 oscillators into each other, playing around with ADSR, with the resonance, you can already build an entire song and make a drop. You just need a kick. Let me choose one really quick. Standard 4 to the floor. Maybe add a little bit of reverb, because that's like probably the most important tool whenever it comes to sound design. I think we need another tempo, maybe 128. Yeah, and that's basically how you can make a drop out of it. Just play around with attack, sustain, release, and also with the cutoff. Get your oscillators to sound cool and interesting together, mix them into each other, and you can make pretty much any synthesizer sound this way. So this right here is Diva, one of my favorite synthesizers because it's so versatile. It consists of 4 different sections. The first one is the oscillator section. It's basically the same as in the synthesizer before. You got those 3 oscillators here. You can choose between the waveform. You can pick whichever you want. You can mix in between those waveforms. You can here pick individually for the oscillator which range it should have, which octave it should be in. Then you can detune it so that you can, for example, stack one sound plus 3 on another sound and actually build up a chord so that whenever you press a key, it actually already is a chord or just a thicker sound. Then the mixing section where you just say how loud those different oscillators should be. And then we have the filter section again with the cutoff, the resonance. Then you have here also the envelope, 1, 2, LFOs and all these kind of stuff that I will explain in another video. And at the end, again, the envelopes attack, decay, sustain and release. And the thing I love the most about it is that you can interchange these kind of parts, because right now the oscillators are from the Moog, but I could actually change it to dual oscillators. So this section I think is copied from the Uno. I could also change it to Cascade for the filter section, and just this way combine kind of different synths into one synthesizer, which I think is really amazing and very versatile. So I think this is like the very basic core of every synthesizer, understanding those 3 sections, what they do, how they do it. And please, instead of watching hundreds of videos about how synthesizers actually work, just after this video, open up your DAW, open up any synthesizer, search for those 3 sections, the oscillators, the sound generators, the filter section and the envelope section for the length of the sound, and play around with it, see what it does, and you will have a way better understanding for it if you just play around with it. Because usually in my videos I don't like to show you how I do things. Like I don't tell you turn this knob to 2 and then it will sound like this, because I think it doesn't make any sense. You have to do it yourself in your studio in front of your computer and just listen to it, because that's the easiest way to learn anything that has to do with producing. It's just doing it and listening to what it does. You don't need to know how an oscillator creates a sound. You just need to know when you turn that knob what changes about it, and this way you will be able to build up any sound that you want. It takes quite a while until you hear a sound and can exactly know how it was actually made and with which synthesizer you get the closest to it, but that's something that takes a lot of experience, and you have to play around with your synthesizers as much as you can. So please, no more tutorials for today. Just open up a synthesizer, play around with it, and you will have a better understanding of it, promised. And then the rest of the sound design is usually reverb, a little bit of bit crushing or distortion to make it gritty and nice and fat, maybe layering it with another synthy, choosing the right octave, and you're a lot closer to getting a good EDM main synthesizer or bassline sound. So I hope today's video didn't suck too much. I'm really not feeling good. I will just go back home and, I don't know, Netflix, my medicine, and then hopefully being tomorrow able again to work. I don't know, it's Saturday, it's almost Christmas, maybe shopping, I don't know. And before I forget it, yesterday I told you about the contract that I signed. It's for 2 new people that will join the Accents label. More on that tomorrow or in another video. It's pretty exciting. They make really dope songs. Also, before I sign out, definitely the giveaway. The link is the very first one in the description. It is for everyone. It's a free download of another Accents sample pack, Sounds and Sample Pack, this time by Ricky C. He's actually the next one releasing on the label on the 5th of January. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the sample pack. I can't emphasize how good it is. It's the biggest one yet, and he also recorded vocals, his own vocals, vocal chops, so it's the most complex, most versatile pack that was ever put out there by my label. And definitely don't forget to tune in tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow not sick anymore. I just hate being sick. It's the worst when you're self-employed being sick and then the throat hurts and everything. I will just stop talking now. Sign out.
We drink till we feel the love is slow till we're dreaming of a place we can get away and talk about our life together, how it's gonna be, no one but you.